Hi Aries, I'm Pam and welcome to your Psychic Tarot reading for February 2019. This month I'm using the Aquarian Tarot deck. And remember, these are general readings, and to get messages pertaining specifically for you, you would need a private reading. This recording is for Aries Sun, Aries Ascendant, and Aries Moon. Please be sure to watch your rising sign and your moon sign because some months they're going to resonate more for you than your sun sign will. All that being said, Aries, now on to your February 2019 Psychic Tarot reading. First card you have, Aries, is the Devil. So this could be an addiction of some sort. You could be addicted to something, or somebody around you could be addicted to something. This could also mean being trapped and bound to an unhealthy relationship or being trapped and bound and tied to an unhealthy situation. You know, Aries, in some way, I feel like you're feeling isolated, lonely, or cut off from people or something. And you may have some, feelings of like wishing you could rectify some things that went wrong. Maybe some things you did, or just some things that happened that made some circumstances go down in an unfavorable way. And like wanting to right some wrongs is a feeling here I feel some of you have. And like I said, some of you, it may be things you did. Some of it may have been situations out of your control, but you still want them to be made right, or wish they could be made right. And you may be a little bit annoyed because you may feel at times, Aries, that you put your best foot forward, or in certain situations or relationships, you've put your best foot forward only to get like smacked down in some way. And this could be in many different areas. It could be in your home life, your family life. It could be in love or relationships. It could be in work situations. It will be different for all of you because after all, Aries, this is a general reading. So I can't like pinpoint exactly what those things are for you directly, but you want like resolution, restitution, and a strong feeling of, I don't know that I want to say feeling sorry for yourself, but you have a feeling to me that feels like, why me? Or why not me? Or why do I put forth all this effort and then either you get rejected, turned away, or whatever you want to see progress or move forward has been stalled or stopped. Now, maybe this is going to be changing. We did have two major eclipses, especially the one on January 21st, but both of those eclipses were pretty important. And so that January 21st full moon lunar eclipse in Leo maybe is going to change that for you. And Aries, I feel like in some ways you've been overburdened by other people's problems, other people's issues, and other people's mistakes. And I don't even just mean in this month of February. This could be a theme that you've had traveling throughout your life, or at least within the last 15, 20 years. You may feel in a certain situation like so many things have happened that were disruptive and something broke apart so much that you may feel like you can't really put the pieces back together over something that was disrupted or broken. And it could be a relationship of either love, romance, family, a relationship, like a family relationship or a friendship relationship. The second card you have here, Aries, is the Page of Rods. So this very likely could be you because the Page of Rods would be a fire sign person, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, sun, moon, or rising sign. This could also indicate a messenger coming in with some kind of message about work or communications of some sort. I feel like you've had to have been very silent. Keep your opinions to yourself, or keep some information or things to yourself, and keep your head down and keep your nose to the grindstone. And I get that feeling that some of you Aries have been feeling that way, or you're feeling that way now. And some of you are starting to assimilate something or put some things together in a new way. This could be your business, your work, things in your household, something you're working on or putting together. It's like assimilating things, gathering things together, and putting things together in a new way through this Page of Rods card. And if you feel like you've been burdened by other people and their issues or things going on, it's time for you to thrust it out into the world and create something. So all that pent-up frustration, feeling alone, lonely, blue, crapped on, whatever you want to say, it's time to take that and now throw it out into the world, but not in a negative sense. It's to do something positive with it. Maybe start a new business or write something, start a blog, start a website, start making videos. Maybe you want to put videos on YouTube about how to get over heartbreak in relationships, or just venting about like your, maybe you don't want to talk about your own issues. Maybe you want to relate to it with things you see happening in trends with other people out into the world. You could write a book, you could write a poem, you could write a story, you could write a blog, you could make videos, or just being creative or what you're doing. Because I feel like there's all this tension and things that have built up inside of you, Aries, that you need to express and let out, but it needs to come out of you in a constructive, productive way, because it's actually going to then, it's almost like planting seeds and fertilizing those seeds, and they are going to bloom, and then things are going to come from it. But it actually comes from things that have been disruptive to you, or your angst, or your pent up emotions and frustrations, whatever way you want to get them out. Maybe you're going to start making pocketbooks and purses and selling them online. Maybe you're good at wood carving, and you're going to start carving different things and start selling them online. And then that may grow into some like huge business. I mean, that's what I mean about taking your angst and your frustration and the things that haven't worked for you, and to channel that energy into something productive and to get it out there into the world. So the next card you have is the card of the manifester, the magician, which could explain what I just got through the Page of Rods. The magician is what you think about, you bring about. What's in the spiritual plane and in the ethers, you can manifest into physical reality. And also what's in your mind, you can create in the physical world. And you have all the tools in front of you with which to do it. Some of you may be becoming quite popular. If you sell anything, or if you have a business, or you produce anything or sell anything online, I feel that any business endeavors like that are going to be doing very, very well for you. And you're going to really start to see this growing more so even in the month of February, but it's still going to continue throughout the year of 2019 and going into 2020. Anybody that's bothered you, yelled at you, been disruptive to you, giving you problems repeatedly, I don't mean like once, you're going to start, don't be surprised if you don't cut them off. You may stop dealing with them or talking to them anymore. That energy does come up here around this magician. And if you've abandoned some kind of project that you were working on or plan, you're going to take it back up again and do it. So if you had started on something, I don't care what it is, building a garage, building a shed, building an addition on your house, building a car, building a business, building a website, building up something, and you abandon it, or, for maybe good reasons, you're going to take it back up again. Especially in any time over the course of the months of February, March, and April are highlighted. It really could be any time this year, but those 3 months are highlighted for you in that regard. And some of you are going to be put into a position of power or authority, and are you going to use it or are you going to lose it? So what I mean by that is maybe you're at a job and they're going to give you a position of power and authority, but are you going to really exercise your power and authority? Or are you going to like be wishy-washy about stuff and not, you know, forging ahead strongly, and therefore then they could take it away from you? Or, you know, are you going to turn a position of power down just to be in a more laissez-faire, joie de vivre kind of attitude? And then you may lose that position of power. This is like a, I almost want to call it an opportunity to really step up to the plate. That's also coming up here through the Magician. Some of you may feel like you've lost a lot of joy or happiness in your life. And you may feel like, you know what, there needs to be more joy in my life, more fun. I need to have more fun and things going on that make me happy. So I feel like you're going to be putting your energies toward like, is this bringing me joy? Is this making me happy? Or is it not? And then start thinking about what would make me happy. Going out with my friends might make me happy. Or, you know, creating something, or, you know, spending more time with my kids or my family, or, you know, finding a love partner that suits me just right instead of being alone, or with a partner that's, you know, I'm not satisfied in the relationship. You're going to start to make moves and actions and steps towards things that are going to make you happy. So the next card you have here is the Four of Swords, and this is a pause, a meditative state, a resting phase, a recuperation from an illness. It could also indicate some kind of prayer. I really feel you are taking a pause. And for many of you Aries, it is about what I already said here through the Magician card, like, what does really make me happy? What am I doing with my life? Am I happy and satisfied with the direction that my life is moving and the way things are rolling? Or am I dissatisfied with it? You're going to be asking yourself these questions. And also, too, Aries, if you're going through anything in February where you feel like information or at work or with family or home life situations are coming up where you don't understand something clearly, you are going to really have to take the time to understand things more clearly. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. Let's say, so you want to sell your house. And if you never sold your house before, you really need to understand the process and look into it, understand about home inspections, and understand about, you know, how the contracts work and what your rights are as a seller or your rights as a buyer, or, you know, anything. If you're starting a business and you don't know all the legalities and you're not really understanding, or you're buying a piece of equipment for something you're doing and you're like, you know, I don't really know how to use this piece of equipment, or I don't really know all of the ins and outs and legalities, like what do I need to be insured in, what do I not need to insure, like that kind of thing. Like, you really, really, really need to take time and put the effort into understanding how something works. That's going to be very important for you moving forward with whatever it is you're creating or manifesting in 2019. You may feel like your family is putting on extra pressure on you this month. It could be your parents, it could be your kids, it could be siblings, it could be everyone. But I feel like you're under pressure. You're feeling under pressure. And if they're not actually doing anything that's making you feel that pressure, it could just be circumstances that are going on is making you feel pressured about your family, whether they're laying the pressure on you or circumstances are laying the pressure on you, but it still has to do with your family in some way rolling forward. Okay, now one other sign got this. I think it was Sagittarius got this card, and maybe another sign too. You're getting it here too, Aries, and this is the Seven of Swords. And this is someone lying to you and deceiving you and stealing or stealing from you. I'm getting the same energy I did, I think, I don't know which sign. There were 3 signs that got this. Aries, you're one. Sagittarius, I don't remember the other one. I don't know which other sign got it because I don't record these all in one day. It takes quite a lot of time to do these, even though they only look like they're 20 minutes. They're a lot longer to do. I get like robberies in your area, burglaries, robberies, small break-ins. You got to be really, really careful. Make sure your doors are locked. When you go out, when you're asleep at night, lock your windows, lock your doors, lock your car, lock sheds, garages. I'm going to tell you that's come up before. Again, I'm repeating myself, but you're getting a very, very similar message. Some of you have someone, let me rephrase that. For some of you Aries, there's a person in the area, might be 4 men, 2 head guys, but 4 altogether, that I feel are casing the neighborhood. They're paying attention when people leave, when people go out, their patterns of behavior in your neighborhood. And I'm going to tell you, I get the same exact message I did, or very similar. They're probably hidden in a work van. I saw a gray van and a white van before. I'm getting the same thing now. Or it could even be a pickup truck that would be black, gray, or white, or very faded blue. But gray in particular, and that came up for one of the other signs too. There's somebody that's going around the neighborhoods and they're looking like they're doing, it looks like, you know, either they're carpet cleaning or a plumber's truck or something, but it's like a van. It's a van. It could be a pickup truck, but really I feel like it's a van. Maybe 2 guys are in the van and 2 guys are in the pickup truck. But they're casing neighborhoods to see who's home, who's not, what people's patterns of behaviors are, and there's going to be a series of break-ins. So I really want you to be very careful of your car, lock it, your home, all of that. You don't need that to happen. Some of you Aries may have an unjustified accusation levied at you, where someone's going to say you stole something from them and you didn't. So some of you may have that come about. But I'm going to tell you what, whoever is doing this, they are going to get found out. They're going to get caught or found out, and there is going to be repercussions. And some of you may even have somebody that's stealing something from you that's an inside job, like a friend of a friend, a friend of your kids, family members, or a worker comes to your house and does some work and they steal something while they're there, or they case the joint. I mean it. You really have to be very careful, Aries. I don't want to end on a bad note or make you paranoid, but as I said in the other videos, for when anything negative comes up, forewarned is forearmed. I've had many people private email me and write under the comments on YouTube that because I said something, they then were able to mitigate it or stop it because they remembered the message, so then they took precautions to avoid it. So that's what you want to do with this message. It's not to bring it to you and make it happen. It's like, you know, now if you don't lock your car, you know, or you go into a store, normally if you're like, I'm just running into Wawa and I'm getting a coffee, I don't need to, I'm leaving my car running, or I'm leaving it unlocked. Don't do it. Whatever you normally are like, you're blowing it off. Don't do it, because then you can save yourself a world of problems. So I hope this reading was of help to you, and I hope it made sense. I want to thank you so much for watching, sharing, and liking my videos. Thank you for subscribing and for Google Plusing. I do truly appreciate that. And please remember to subscribe. That way you'll get notified when I upload my videos here to YouTube. And if you're interested, Aries, in getting a continuation of this reading where I look into my crystal and give you additional predictions and messages for your sign of the zodiac for February 2019, you can access those videos for download and purchase by clicking on the link below this video in the Show More section, and it will take you to those videos on Vimeo. You can also access these videos if you don't want to click on the link below. You can go to my website, www.theluckymermaid.com, click on the videos tab on my menu. Click on the menu. Yes, click on the videos tab on my menu, and there you will see all the videos I have recorded, which are many, many videos, many series of videos. You find it's probably at the top of the page, the Psychic Crystal reading for February 2019. You click on your sign, and it will take you to that video on Vimeo. Also, Aries, if you are interested and you haven't gotten them yet, I highly recommend the January 2019 Eclipse Effects 2-deck Psychic Tarot readings for each sign of the zodiac. They really stood out to me as having really poignant and important messages in those videos that I think will really be helpful to you as you travel through the effects of the eclipse, which last up to 6 months. And the predictions in those videos, some of them went out even a little further than that. So from January, 6 months out plus in some of the signs, but at least to 6 months out. And you can access them by clicking on the other link below this video, or you can go to my website and click on the videos tab on the menu, and there look for that heading of those eclipse effects and click on your sign, and it will take you to that video on Vimeo. I use 2 different decks of cards, the Aquarian Tarot deck and the Osha Zen Tarot deck, which is a very powerful deck and brings out very poignant, important messages. I feel that they're a powerful deck. They're new to me, although I've had somebody read me using that deck and they were always very accurate. So I got that deck recently and I found them to be equally as accurate. So there's 9 cards in total in the readings, and they last for 25 minutes. So there's a lot of predictions and messages in there. Also, if you want to get more messages and predictions from me that you won't be able to see here on YouTube, please be sure to follow me on Facebook at The Lucky Mermaid LLC, or on Instagram at The Lucky Mermaid _ Pam Georgel on Instagram. So I hope you have an absolutely fabulous and fantastic February, Aries, and know that I wish you many blessings and peace.